Okay, this demonstration board, we're going to build some circuits on and demonstrate how to build them, how to troubleshoot them. If you know how to build the circuit, then it makes a lot more sense when you go to troubleshooting it. So on this board we have two light bulbs, we have a power supply, positive and ground, we have two switches, we have a 5-post relay, one normally open contact, one normally closed contact. We've got some resistors, a diode, and a buzzer. So the first circuit we're going to build is a relay circuit. So we'll use this switch to control this light bulb when the switch is on, and it'll control this light bulb when the switch is off. So the basics in any circuit you have to have is powers and grounds. So we know that it has to, the current has to make a complete loop for the circuit to work. It has to go from power through your switches, fuses, lights, and then to ground to make the circuit work. So we'll hook each light bulb up with a ground. We know we have to have a ground to our activation coil on our relay. The next thing we'll work on will be the powers. So we know that we're going to use this switch to energize this relay. So we'll run power from our power to our switch. We'll go from our switch to our activation coil on the relay. As we talked in the earlier video, 30 is always battery power for the relay. So we'll go from battery power to 30. Okay, now the relay circuit is complete. We have ground and activation power for the pull-in coil, and we have battery power. We know that 87 is our normally open contact, 87A is our normally closed contact. So we'll go from 87A to the light we want on when the relay is deactivated. And we'll go from 87 to the light we want on when the relay is activated. So now the relay is de-energized. This light is on, so the power is coming from 30, or from the battery through 30, out 87A to the light, from the light to ground. When we turn the switch on, our relay activates. So now we have power running from 30 to 87 to the light, through the light to ground. And we also have power on 86 and ground on 85 for a relay. So every time I flip the switch, the relay is tripping, making contacts. So now to troubleshoot the circuit, as we said earlier, we always need to check and make sure we've got power and ground. So the first thing in any troubleshooting is to make sure you've got battery power and ground, which we do. The next thing we want to check would be power going to the relay, or battery power to the relay. We check that. We've got battery power to our relay. We've got our activation wires to our relay. And we've got ground to our relay. So now that we know we've got ground, we've got activation power, and we have constant power, so we can check our outputs. So right now the switch is activated, so we should have power on 87. We turn the switch off. We no longer have power on 87, but we have power on 87A. Not always can you get to the terminals like I have them here. If you pull the relay out, you'll see all of the numbers on the bottom of the relay. They should correspond to the schematics, and you can go right into the pins on the relay base and check your powers and grounds there. Okay? Always be sure and check the schematic on the side of the relay. There are many different forms of relays, and if you're troubleshooting, you need to know what the schematic is so you know where power and where ground and where switch power is going. Okay? So we'll start another circuit now.